Good morning and welcome to the Cactv morning news this day. First, the headlines. My name is Shegun White. Labour accuses federal government of delay in post-subsidy negotiations. NLC Executive Council to convene for decision. And also, Tinubu urges protection of privileged information in U.S. court amid certificate requests. Court of Appeal President expresses concern over overwhelming election petitions. And also in business, transmission towers vandalized. Vandals destroy 108 transmission towers. Infrastructure, Bayelsa Rivers Link Road to enhance transportation, says the NDDC. And also in sport, Lionel Messi's World Cup triumph. PSG chairman explains why club didn't celebrate Messi in the last World Cup trophy. And now the news in full. Labour accuses federal government of delay in post-subsidy negotiations. NLC Executive Council to convene for decision. The Nigerian Labour Congress has raised serious concerns over the prolonged delay in negotiations regarding post-subsidy palliatives for workers by the federal government. This criticism comes 4 months after the removal of the fuel subsidy, which has exacerbated the hardships faced by citizens across the country. The NLC has accused the government of lethargy and failing to act promptly to alleviate the challenges posed by the subsidy removal. In response to what they perceived as government inaction, the organized labor has scheduled an emergency National Executive Council meeting for today. The NEC, consisting of presidents, general secretaries, treasurers of NLC, affiliate unions, state chairpersons, and secretaries of the NLC state councils and other key members, will deliberate on next steps. A top official from the NLC hinted that the Congress might consider taking drastic action to compel the federal government to resume negotiations and address the ongoing issues. President Tinubu urges protection of privileged information in U.S. courts amid certificate request. President Bola Tinubu has made a plea to a United States District Judge, Nancy Maldonado, to ensure the safeguarding of his privileged information, specifically admission records, transcripts, and gender details. He has requested that only a certificate be released to the legal team of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, following Atiku's request for access to Tinubu's academic records. This legal motion was filed by Tinubu's lawyer, Christopher Carmichael, who emphasized the importance of protecting sensitive and private information. The president's legal team stressed that the critical fact regarding Tinubu's educational qualifications has already been substantiated by his alma mater. The initial request for access to Tinubu's academic records came from Atiku, who secured an order from a U.S. magistrate, Jeffrey Gilbert. The requested documents include Tinubu's record of admission and acceptance of Chicago State University, dates of attendance, degrees, awards, and honors received during his time at the university. The Senate is set today to screen the nominated CBN governor returning from break. The Nigerian Senate is set to resume its duty after a 2-month annual vacation, during which key appointments were made by President Bola Tinubu. The Senate will focus on screening and confirming crucial positions, including the acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Olayemi Cardoso, for a substantive capacity. Additionally, 4 nominees for the positions of CBN deputy governors will undergo scrutiny a pivotal step in shaping the Apex Bank's direction for the next 5 years. In a statement from the media officer of the Senate leader, Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele, it was revealed that the screening process is scheduled for today, Tuesday, with an additional session planned for October 3rd, 2023, where 2 ministerial nominees will also face evaluations. Lagos Tribunal upholds Governor Sanwo-Olu's re-election and PDP candidate rejects verdict. The Lagos State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal has delivered an unanimous decision upholding the re-election of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu as the duly elected governor of Lagos State. This decision comes after considering petitions filed by the People's Democratic Party and Labour Party respectively, challenging the outcome of the gubernatorial election. In addressing the PDP's petition, the tribunal, in its judgment read by Justice Mikhail Abdullahi, held that the petition lacked merit and subsequently dismissed it. The tribunal affirmed the election and return of Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu as the duly elected governor of Lagos State, emphasizing that parties involved will bear their respective costs. Also, the Court of Appeal president expresses concern over overwhelming election petitions. The president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongban Mesem, has expressed a deep concern election tribunals, House of Representatives and Assembly election tribunals, and governorship elections. Now to the foreign scene. Historic picket line participation, Biden and Trump to stand with striking auto workers in Michigan. In an unprecedented move, United States President Joe Biden is set to join the picket line with striking auto workers during his visit to Michigan on Tuesday. This puts him on a direct collision course with his likely 2024 election rival Donald Trump, who plans to visit a day later. The presence of both political heavyweights turns the ongoing strike, which already threatened significant economic disruption, into a crucial political battleground. President Biden, a Democrat at the age of 80, is believed to be first sitting president to physically join striking workers. His intent is to demonstrate solidarity with the auto workers who have worked out on Detroit's big three car makers. Conversely, Republican Trump had previously announced his visit to Michigan on Wednesday, ensuring their trips overlap, adding to the political undertones of the event. For Biden, battling warning poll ratings and challenges in conveying his economic message to voters, this trip presents a golden opportunity to connect with blue-collar workers. White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre stated that this historic trip underscores Biden's position as the most pro-union president in history and is not influenced by Trump's planned visit the following day. UK's rising living cost threatens lives. A recent study published in the open access journal BMJ Public Health has raised alarm about the cost of living crisis in the United Kingdom, warning that it could have fatal consequences and significantly widen the wealth-health gap. The research, which delved into the effects of inflation-fueled high living expenses, projected a nearly 6.5% rise in premature deaths under the age of 75 due to sustained periods of soaring prices. The study's model indicated that the most deprived household would suffer 4 times the number of additional deaths compared to the wealthiest households. This disparity is attributed to the fact that lower income households are forced to allocate a larger portion of their earnings to cover rising energy costs, further exacerbating their financial strain. Focusing on the impact of inflation on death rates, in Scotland. During 2022-2023, the researchers considered scenarios with and without potential mitigating measures, such as government support to assist in reducing household bills. The findings shed light on the urgent need for measures to alleviate the strain of high living costs and its potentially devastating impact on public health and well-being. We're going to a quick short break, and when we come back, we bring you business news and also sports. Please don't go nowhere. We will be right back. Welcome back. Now we bring you business news. Vandals strike destroy 108 transmission towers in Nigeria. In a concerning revelation, data obtained from the Transmission Company of Nigeria unveiled that 108 power transmission towers were maliciously destroyed by vandals across various parts of the country from January 2022 to September this year. These vandals targeted 135 kilovolts and 330 kV double circuit power transmission lines, resulting to soil excavation that endangered the stability of transmission towers. The federal government categorically labeled this destructive act as deliberate sabotage, sparking concerns over the nation's power infrastructure. Away from that, collaborative efforts to optimize the NNPCL, the NCDMB, and the IOCs join hand to cut oil production costs. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company and the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board have forged a memorandum of understanding with international oil companies to streamline the contracting cycle within the sector, aiming to cap it at a maximum of 180 working days. This move towards an optimized contracting cycle is anticipated to enhance the ease of conducting business, reduce costs, and drive operational efficiencies. Ultimately, it is expected to lead to production growth, increased revenues, and improved profitability, aligning with the government's economic growth goals. Also, to transportation, NDDC emphasizes Bayelsa River Links Road's crucial role. The Niger Delta Development Commission's Managing Director, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, highlighted the strategic significance of the Oruma Rigid Pavement Road in Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa. He emphasized that this road would serve as a crucial bypass for commuters in numerous communities across both Rivers and Bayelsa states. Bolstering regional transportation, the Commission is expediting construction efforts to ensure the road's completion and subsequent commissioning next month, underscoring the commitment to regional development. We'll also go on a quick short break. When we come back, we bring you sports, and also don't forget to reach out to us on all our social media displaying on your screen right now for business and advert placement. We'll be right back with information on sports. Please don't go nowhere. Stay tuned.
Ojú ọ̀run ṣú dẹ̀dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ àmì mípológbè káńgẹ́lì gbé iye ọmọ àyè. Abiyamọ tọ̀ ìtọ́ díkínẹ́sì Ẹ́sítà Ọláìyá Òbíṣẹ̀san dé. Ọmọ Adédọ̀tun gẹ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ ìmáyé Olódùmarè. Lọ́rin ọdún 74 years. Kòkòrò ọmọjà gbádùn obì kò gbọ́ kẹ́kẹ́ o.
Bá a pẹ́ láyé bá ò pẹ́ o.
tọ́ọ̀sì ọ̀rọ̀ ìjọ kejìdínlọ́gbọ̀n oṣù kẹsí ọdún ní òkú ẹ̀kọ́ olúlu èkó àsùlù gbàrà odò èkìtì ní pásítọ̀ òbíṣẹ̀sán compound kéèlì pọ́pọ̀nà olùláwẹ̀ lúlu gbàrà odò èkìtì kọ́bá yá di friday ìjọ kọkàndínlọ́gbọ̀n láigo mẹ́sìn òyìnrọ̀ náà àti òkúlí títẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ títí aago mẹ́rin ìrọ̀lẹ́ kàrísọ̀ orin olùgbàgbọ́ abẹ́rẹ́ àjọ tó dẹgbẹjọ oṣù kẹsàn ọdún káyé alágo mẹ́jọ òyìnrọ̀ níbi kan tí a ṣèṣin òkèyìn akọ kan dẹ amẹ́rírú eríru méyẹ̀pẹ̀ yẹ̀pẹ̀ kùsì ìjáde òkú àrẹ̀ ayé ní CAC òkè òṣèlú lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ní ijó ọmọ sílí bímọ ní pápá òṣèré community grammar school pọ̀nà láwẹ̀ olùgbàrà odò èkó ọmọdé kọ́ ní bá ìjọ ní kọ́ nìyẹn ìjọ nìyẹn ebi òbí ṣẹ̀ṣàtẹ́ bí adédọ̀tún ní ìṣù kéde ojú ọ̀run ṣú dẹ̀dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ àmì mípológbè káńgẹ́lì gbé iye ọmọ àyè abiyamọ tọ̀ ìtọ́ díkídẹ̀.
Welcome back now to the world of sports. PSG clarified this World Cup triumph was not celebrated. Paris Saint-Germain chairman Nasser offers on why the club publicly celebrates Lionel Messi's World Cup victory with Argentina. This follows Messi's recent comments expressing disappointment in the club's response to his triumph. Al-Khelaifi explained the sensitive nature of celebrating a victory against France, highlighting private and training celebrations, asserting the need to respect all parties involved. And also, it was a striking contrast for two Nigerian strikers, Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen, as they diverge in performance. Nigerian strikers Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen are experiencing contrasting football performances in their respective leagues. While Boniface shines as a standout performer for Bayer Leverkusen, Osimhen faces challenges emulating his previous season's success. Boniface's stellar performance in a recent match earned him a Bundesliga Team of the Week nomination, showcasing his rising star in the current season. And also, interestingly, in the news, Adesanya, former UFC champion, faces drunk driving charges and possible consequences. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya pleads guilty to drunk driving charges in New Zealand, risking a $2,000 fine and a 3-month jail term. The incident occurred 3 weeks before his latest UFC bout, leading to his detection with alcohol levels above the legal limit. Adesanya expressed remorse for his actions, apologizing to the community, family, and its team, acknowledging the gravity of his decision to drive under the influence. The National Youth Games grievances athletes highlight poor conditions and treatment at the ongoing 7th National Youth Games in Delta State. Athletes and coaches express dissatisfaction with inadequate accommodation and subpar fitting arrangements. Images of athletes sleeping in comfortable conditions without proper bedding and shared toilets circulated on social media, shedding light on the inadequate facilities. The event faced challenges due to rescheduling, impacting the availability of suitable accommodation in educational institutions. And away from that, we bring you fixtures of